We close out our look at Trigun this week with episode 11, which opens with geysers going off. A little reminder, this planet may be bad, but it's not Arrakis bad. You don't need a still suit to get around. There's a nearby caravan, stopped for the moment, where Wolfwood is playing chess against this guy. Not the cat. I imagine cats are lousy at chess. The first time they would start to move a piece, they'd likely just keep at it until they knocked it off the board.
Hell, little lady, he's the humanoid typhoon.
Now, as referees, on the other hand, Cat's got good instincts for cheaters. Luckily for him, Millie is smarter than she looks, at least at chess, and makes a move that will lead to inevitable victory. Not bad for someone who, I would not be surprised, might call the knights horsey. Wolfwood buys her piles of pudding with some of the winnings, but they're interrupted by a run-in with the dancer trying to make a break for it. They hide her behind them when the men come.
All right, relax, mister. You'll find her hiding right behind me.
I'm not surprised. She's a dancer, and we've all learned from Footloose the Lord's view of dancing.
What's the matter with you people? I was joking! Don't you know a joke when you hear one?
He's trying to get answers out of these guys, but when he steps on one of Millie's puddings, she unleashes a pile of whoop-ass on them. The sound of gunfire convinces the others searching the dancer to come this way, but not to worry, Millie has come up with a strategy.
Gee, young lady, you're enormous. Are you expecting sex tuplets?
Well, the Lord said to be fruitful and multiply, after all. They smuggle her into the desert.
Actually,
Who did that? Get away from more!
This planet is really full of assholes. She intercedes before this dipshit murders her saviors, and explains he's the son of the transportation company's owner. In other words, the one who runs the caravan. At that same moment, that guy is meeting with Vash, and we're now set up with a really convoluted situation. Julius, the kid, is not that guy's real son. Also, he has tattooed on his body the pass that is needed to get into the city that they're going to, where this guy is also the mayor. I think. The upshot seems to be that, despite that position, the caravan won't be allowed into the city, and Wolfwood notes that lives will be lost, so no wonder they want Julius so bad. More was just a way to get to him. Except Julius' fake father and his actual real father conspired to bring in slaves, and Moore is one. So the two will escape, but Wolfwood notes that doing that will mean the caravan won't be allowed inside, so everyone traveling in it will die, even those with nothing to do with this. Julius is still at that age where moral certitude justifies any death or harm that comes as a result of his actions. Wolfwood disagrees. He thinks Julius can justify death so easily because he's not going to have to actually watch it. So he puts a gun to his own head, saying that if Julius tries to leave, he'll actually witness the death that he's going to cause.
Only thing you respect is stupidity. You willing to die for stupidity, Cesar? See, I am, if it'll teach you something.
When Julius takes Moore to leave, Wolfwood pulls the trigger, but the gun is empty. Doing so, for a moment, did force them to face the thought that someone died because of their choice. Millie goes to help them, as it's what her big sister would tell her to do, which only makes you wonder what kind of frickin' giant her big sister must be. Yeah, okay, it just means older, but for a moment I did honestly picture some kind of hairless Wookiee in lipstick. After a few run-ins with geysers, Julius starts to wonder if maybe Wolfwood was right, that he's hurting people by running away. Meanwhile, for a huge payday, Vash has agreed to hunt down Julius and Moore, much to Meryl's horror. You can't just go around killing people, and if you think you can, then I'll murder you first. At first glance, I thought, hey, at least she's using good trigger discipline even while she's threatening him. Then I realized she doesn't have her index finger on the trigger because she's got her middle finger on it. Something I've heard is called the Vermont technique. Considering this is a Derringer without a trigger guard, that might be the intended way it's used. But no matter what, this whole situation just convinces me, wow, this is a shockingly dangerous weapon and you really shouldn't put it to someone's head. Of course, Trigun has been known to show unsafe gun use from time to time. Julius surrenders only for Wolfwood to arrive and kick the crap out of these guys and plants his cross to get some serious guns ready. But that's when Vash shows up, and soon he pulls his gun and shoots Julius and Moore in the back. The men are upset. Apparently the boss wasn't specific about not killing Julius, but rather than getting gunned down too, they drop the money and run. Millie is so peeved she punches Vash in the face, but Wolfwood takes the gun away to reveal it's loaded with rubber bullets. Vash was providing cover for the two of them to get away, presumed dead, and it sounds like that was actually the plan all along, that Julius's not-father wanted him to be able to leave. Apparently all of this has somehow simultaneously resolved the issue around needing a pass and the fact that they transport slaves. Don't ask me how. But the caravan heads on its way, and Wolfwood takes his leave, heading off on a motorcycle with a big old cross on it. In case he comes across Hell's Angels, of course. Wolfwood provides an interesting counterpoint to Vash. Vash is the idealist, a gunslinger who doesn't kill, a man who winds up in trouble wherever he goes, yet does not descend into cynicism, but remains committed to love and peace. Vash is a study in contradiction, but it is because of his circumstances and his reaction to them that are in contradiction. He doesn't allow the darkness without to change who he is within. Wolfwood is a study in contradiction because he wants to be like Vash and Millie, but thinks in this world he needs to be something else. He takes a symbol of Jesus Christ, who, like Vash, preached love and peace, and has turned it into a weapon. He calls the cross Punisher. It is a symbol of redemption in form, but inside is the power to kill, as Wolfwood himself is a priest in word and appearance, but a killer inside. Vash is someone that Wolfwood wants to steer him towards the light, while Wolfwood feels that sometimes he has to pull Vash into the shadows with him for his own good. This gives them a very interesting dynamic.